Welcome, everyone. I know Scimandan and Level Earth Observer are having a back and forth over Scimandan's challenge, and like the consummate flat earth, demonstrable realist that Adam is, he steps up to the plate with his usual cherry-picked demonstrable reality, personal incredulity blinders on, and hits more than one foul ball. I have often cited and used one of the most detailed ISS tour from 2014, in which astronaut Stephen Swanson gives us a tour while another astronaut is recording him. And it goes on for tens of minutes at a time as they go in and out of alcoves and rooms in the ISS while all four sides of it can be seen. Astronaut Stevens also holds an iPad with an image of the ISS on it to show where he is going, and he flips it around and lets it float around on its own at times. I took the time to add a stopwatch so we can see the time that has elapsed between the 3 cuts in it. Okay, Adam, take it away.
So I was challenged to debunk the Undebunkable 50-minute ISS tour. Is it undebunkable? Nah, of course it isn't. It's just the usual tosh. Bear with me.
Okay, Adam, activate your demonstrable reality abilities for us and let us be the judges.
Now, first of all, this undebunkable 50-minute tour was cited as having no cuts whatsoever originally. But when you look at it, it's got several obvious cuts, at the very least. The first one at about the 28-minute mark, which I'm going to highlight here.
Actually, the first cut is at the 1 minute 6 second mark. Oops! Your demonstrable reality abilities are a little lacking.
Hey, sup, dog? This is what we normally do, right? This is work.
This is the whole tour,
Right
start and finish, right here.
I'm on my computer. Yeah. Look, Mom, no hands.
You have hands.
No feet. It's roomy.
The cut you are at is actually cut number 2. And honestly, your cherry picking the cuts from the start shows you didn't really watch any of the video. In my opinion, you simply skimmed the video until you found things to claim as NASA fakery. Or you completely ignored everything until you found something to claim as NASA fakery. This shows that you really don't care about demonstrable reality. That is simply an ironic catchphrase because what you are really showing us is your... Scimandan, can you help me out with what I'm thinking of, please?
Let's say it all together, everyone. Personal incredulity.
That's it. Thank you.
Matey boy can see they're not ready for the next bit of stage work.
All right.
And we're going to have a cut. Now I'm going to fast forward to the second cut, which shouldn't have been there, based on what I was originally told by a group of fantasists.
Let me show you some of what led up to cut number 2, and a little past that since Adam can't be bothered due to his lack of demonstrable reality abilities.
You can see this is where we do our lifting right here, and actually it's upside down. So if I want to lift, I'm actually working on it this way. So this is so basically this is the bar we have right here. We can set the weights by moving this, and all this really is 2 cylinders that are at vacuum up here. We sucked all the air out of them. So as you pull these cylinders out, it pulls against the vacuum, causing resistance. And when you change the weight, you're really just changing the mechanical arm on these cylinders to make it either make the pull harder or more easier, depending on what you want to do with it. And that can change the weight you're actually lifting. And so, and it's a good system. It gives you a good lift. We can do, you know, squats, deadlifts, heel raises and bench, shoulder press, all sorts of things on this. And I feel it's actually quite good. It's much better than I expected, honestly. It's a good workout, and I'm glad we have it. So it's one of my things I like to do up here. Back on this side again. So on node 3, we again have the hatches all the way around. You can use. I'll go back the right way now. So again, the only place we have anything though right now is nadir, and nadir down here we have is a cupola. And right now, unfortunately, it's dark out, so maybe we'll take a look at that a little bit later. But that is our window on the world, the Gloss Bottom Boat. It's a beautiful place. That's where we like to stay and hang out and watch Earth. There's also another robotics workstation down there. I'll show you in a minute. But on the sides, again, it's just hatches. But right now, we don't have anything on them. One day, I believe they're going to plan on moving PMM over and also putting maybe another Bigelow module out here. It would be very interesting to see. But for right now, this is all we have. And on this side again is stowage. Again, we have all sorts of things here for stowage. Mostly water that we stow over here. All right.
Now the second cut that shouldn't have been there is about the 42-minute 22-second mark, as we're about to see here. And get ready, cut.
This is cut number 3, and astronaut Swanson is, well, again, since Adam ignored what happened before it, I will show you.
If we go up, which is a fun thing to do, this is actually called the JLP, and it is a Japanese logistic machine module, and it's a storage area for Japanese equipment and U.S. equipment too. And it's really actually quite nice in here. It's one of the quietest places on station, but it has good storage, nice place to be. And our little, if you can't look out the cupola and you want to see Earth, you can come in here and get your little view of Earth. And these are actually kind of interesting. If you notice this right here, we call this a bungee jail. And what we do is we can put things behind these bungees and it stays up there. We don't have to really keep them contained or strapped in. They're contained in the bungee jail. We'll do that for different objects in different places. It works quite well and easy to use.
Where's your bag with all the metal in it? Is that still there?
No, it's gone. Yeah, that would be a good thing to show, but we moved that thing. It has basically a bag big full of metal that makes some nice chime sounds. If we just had some wind to blow the chimes, it'd be really great.
Hey, you know what? Come back up and let me go to the front of the gem and you can do your...
Oh, okay. Sounds good. We'll show you the dismount out of the
JLP dismount.
Yes, exactly.
Just remember you got an SSU down here.
Thank you. You ready?
Give me one more minute. Swanee has perfected this over time. We'll see if he can pull it off. Okay!
Alright. The dismount. Ah, he missed it.
That was still pretty good. Well done, sir.
Didn't stick the landing. But that's the JLP dismount we like to do when we come out of the JLP. As you notice, it's kind of fun to move around up on station. So that's the Japanese portion. Again, it's a great lab. I really like it. It's one of the cleanest places on station to work, and it's always fun to work there. This will get part of it.
So there's two blatant obvious cuts there, okay, in the footage that shouldn't have been there based on what I was originally told. And the reason for that is this isn't live footage, okay? Of course it's not live footage because it's cited as the best evidence out there, flawless. So they wouldn't cite live footage where they'd put themselves at the risk of people like myself highlighting the bullshit.
I can't wait to see what you think is bullshit, Adam. I mean, so far your demonstrable reality skills have been non-existent.
In the live footage, they allow themselves excuses. But because this isn't live, because this has got cuts to highlight that, and of course you wouldn't cite your best footage out there as evidence for the space industry being live. You'd have it done properly, as they've done. Remember, this is cited as flawless and undebunkable. It's got 2 cuts that shouldn't have been there, and we're about to destroy this silly charade. Right, now watch the astronaut's right hand here as he transitions from one section of the ISS to another. But as he's doing so, the special effects department didn't quite get things right. And again, giving the game away, and very telling that it's at a transitional point from one section to another where this flawless footage comes unstuck. Like I say, watch the astronaut's right hand. His fingers actually go through solid metal. It's on loop. We'll zoom it in and slow it down in a minute. Look, his fingers go through solid metal. So we've already destroyed this silly charade.
Are you sure you destroyed it? It looks like his fingers are fine to me, but let's take a closer look, shall we? I enhanced the video and lo and behold, the metal was reflective and no fingers phased through it because there's no transition. Oopsie! Looks like I debunked your debunk, Adam.
And do you know what? I haven't even seen all the footage. I've only seen 15 minutes of it and I've already destroyed it.
Thank you for proving me right, Adam. Once a cherry picker, always a cherry picker. And an overconfident one, too, who can't debunk anything.
But let's zoom in and slow this tosh down. And then when we zoom in and slow this silliness down, we can see this meltdown in all its glory. It's on loop. Our friend here, who's supposed to be part of something that's undebunkable, has just made a mockery of all his friends that cited this tosh as proof that demonstrable reality was wrong.
Yes, you are being made a mockery of, and your demonstrable reality is always wrong. Let's look at it again in slow motion, enhanced. You are hitting foul ball after foul ball in this game of demonstrable reality, Adam.
Incredibly, he's either incredibly talented and has the ability to put his fingers through solid metal, or we've had a bit of a special effects meltdown here, exposing this silly charade. Now even the fantasists themselves admit this sci-fi production wasn't filmed live, like I make here. No, it wasn't recorded live, sure, but that really doesn't answer why it matters, unless you think it's useful to you somehow.
Who has claimed it was live? No one I know. And even though it has 3 cuts in it, that doesn't matter. You ignoring the time that elapsed in between each cut, and astronaut Stephen's acrobatics with all 4 sides of the ISS showing with no camera artifacts, is proof of your disingenuousness and, dare I say, deceit.
Hint, it's not laugh out loud. Well, I hate to break it to you, me old mate. It's very relevant, as we're about to see. But first we need to entertain someone who's going to highlight the mainstream excuse for what we've seen. But because of the original claims regarding the footage that it's flawless, it's not live, it kind of destroys the excuses before they've even popped and reared their ugly head.
The only excuses that have reared their ugly heads are the ones you use because you just don't understand, Adam. Oh, and thank you for showing the next bit of video we are about to see from Dave McKeegan, showcasing your not understanding.
Next, we have some more videos from Level Earth Observer, which he claims shows proof of CGI. Now, the first is an astronaut putting a microphone up to Chris Hadfield's guitar and the microphone disappearing.
So has our mate here just lost the plot and decided to stick the microphone inside Chris Hadfield's skull? Or is there a bit of a special effects meltdown going on here?
And then a different clip where an astronaut reaches out for a microphone cable and the cable appears to travel through his hand.
Bob's hand at points goes straight through that cable. Again, highlighting special effects problems, namely green screens and augmented reality, which these people interact with as well. And as a result, you get things like this, people's hands passing seemingly through cables.
Now, both of these can be attributed also to heavy compression from the live stream causing artifacts. By the very nature of reducing file size, information has to be discarded, and both of these examples are clearly very low resolution footage.
Thank you for that, Dave. And you're right, they are low resolution footage, and that does sort of give you a bit of a leeway, an excuse to defend absurdities.
Seems to me he debunked your ludicrous claims, Adam. You refuse to see anything other than what your demonstrable reality blinders let you see. Dear oh dear.
Problem is, with the footage I've highlighted today, which was cited as the cream of the crop, the best of the best, flawless,
Of which you claimed to see only 15 minutes of, and after complaining about the 2 cuts in it. Give up the game, Adam. Your Tosh and pantomime has been getting old and tiresome for quite some time now. You need a new shtick.
and of course not live, which means there wasn't any need for compression of the data. They didn't need to do that because it wasn't live. And remember, this was the cream of the crop, the best of the best.
There are different kinds of compression. Signal, video, chest, socks. The first 2 are the ones you really need to research so you can learn to understand, Adam. Education is not a 4-letter word, nor is it indoctrination. No one should stop learning.
Now that didn't exactly go too well, did it, for Scimandan and all the fantasists? Bless them. But lads, you're standing by things that are scientifically impossible and citing sci-fi movies as proof that demonstrable reality is wrong. Please, find yourself a quiet space and have a word with yourselves, please.
Dear oh dear. Adam, you do know that sci-fi is not real Never mind.
So the Undebunkable ISS 50-minute tour got turned over by the fingers of truth, and we had a little bit of help from Dave McKeegan.
Adam, you really need glasses or a bigger screen than your cell phone, because anyone can see in this pause image that his fingers aren't phasing through the metal. Clearly ridiculous.
Nice one, Dave. How do they do this silly charade that fools naive individuals?
You tell us, Adam. You are the one playing charades, so naive individuals will watch your videos and buy your ironic demonstrable reality shtick.
Well, it's a blend of augmented reality, real-world physical props, special effects, green screens, harnesses, and very clever, cunning camera angles, and of course, very clever cuts, okay? That's how it's done.
Yet, we are still waiting for definitive proof, not personal incredulity and denial.
And of course, I find it extremely telling that a junction between 2 sections, we have a special effects meltdown exposing the silly charade. A lot of the stuff you see where they go through from one section to another, which is cited as being impossible on a harness, there actually is no roof there. It's like a prop stage corridor with the harnesses, and the actual roof which you see in a lot of cases isn't actually there. It's either augmented reality or special effects to fool you or fool naive individuals. And of course, that's why we get glitches. Remember, the excuses for what we're seeing here were low-res footage due to compression because of live broadcasts. But this was the cream of the crop. This wasn't live. This was cited as flawless. And yet it's just the usual tosh. Dear, oh dear.
Oh, really?
This is the roomy part of a Soyuz, and it's right here. And it's called the Bayo, which is basically a living compartment. And so this is where you can actually, there's a little bathroom there, container. You have a little bit of room here, but this is our spacesuits, and this is all the room we really have for a living module. And on the way up here, we unfortunately had to do the 2-day version to get to station versus the 6-hour version. And so we stayed basically in this size, 3 of us, for 2 days. And that was a little cozy. But we made it. That's the best part. It's done. Overall, though, you can see there's not much in this area. These are our launch and entry suits that we use. Are pressurized suits. And we can see real quickly. I bet you we can jump into, I can turn a light on and jump into that Soyuz real quick. Actually, I don't have my flashlight. I don't have my flashlight with me to find the switch.
But I think we do.
Level Earth Observer, Adam. I am issuing my own challenge to you regarding this video. WheresWally showcased this on his recent video, and I would love for you to debunk it with demonstrable reality, not your usual cherry-picked personal incredulity that is clearly ridiculous. There are no cuts in it as it's an edited video. Multiple astronauts are seen in very close proximity to each other, flying around an intersection on the ISS while Soichi Noguchi conducts traffic, so to speak. You must watch and comment on all of the video and, again, not cherry pick it for something that fits your narrative. Show you can be truly honest and not just give your usual lip service of denial. It's okay to say you don't know or you don't understand. Making stuff up, personal incredulity, and denial are not valid arguments. Good luck. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And hit the bell and click all so you'll get notified when I upload new content. Thank you for watching. You are all awesome. See you in the next video.